Yo, what's up everybody? This your boy Narik, that's cool, and you're watching Untapped Hip Hop TV. Make sure and get that 1000, streaming everywhere.
I'm So Dope 95. I make slaps. I guess I make beats, you know what I mean? I make hip hop joints. Where I'm from, originally from Pomona, California. I know my name's So Dope, so everybody associated like, oh, it's gonna sample those old Soul Kanye records. And it's so funny because I rarely go into that, you know, but somehow it's like that attached. When you say soul, that's what it's attached to.
Yeah.
You know, the soul is like, it can be, I can sample a techno record and I'm gonna bring the soul. That soul is not what I'm sampling, the soul is me. This is how serious it used to be, like, when crate digging, like, if you didn't even know what sample that came from, you couldn't even use it almost. It was like you don't know if it was, like, or you didn't have that record. Like, how you sample? You didn't have that record. You whack. Or if it was even a repress, it wasn't the original. Some people would be like, oh, that's just boo boo. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, it's so much pressure you have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, so it's like pulling it. And then you're a young producer, you're thinking to yourself, well, anyway, like, what's my style? Like, am I that jazz guy when I got my first crates? Am I Jay Dilla type? You know, I'm not trying to be him, but am I that type? Am I puffy hitman? Am I like, it's like so many different things. Like, who are you trying to be? And it's like, honestly, it's like, other people said I had a style when they hear about it. Really, I kind of was like, still never felt it. Not till I came back. It was just like, this is me, this is what I like. And it could be anything. I was in college and I was playing basketball. And I was going to get my financial aid check. And I was always into music. And I don't know, I made a decision. I said, you know what, with this financial aid check, I'm going to get some equipment. Now, I don't even know if I told anybody. And I went out and bought a SP404 and a groove box. And then I started making beats. You know, I just no like YouTube to like tell me how to make beats. No one telling me that is even possible. I just kind of just started on my own. You know what I'm saying? I was living in Phoenix, Arizona at the time. My brother was a pastor in Los Angeles. You know, at the time, and Eric B from Eric B and Rakim, his wife was going to my brother's church. So, you know, I talked to my mom one day and she was like, yeah, you know, Eric, do you know Eric B? And I'm like, she's joking, like, but then I realized it's my mom, she doesn't know hip hop. So I'm like, yeah, I know Eric B, what kind of question is that? She's like, yeah, his wife goes to church and da-da-da. She's like, and he, you know, comes by, I want you know, introduce you. I'm like, yeah. So I came down there like Thanksgiving. And I, you know, I met him and he gave me his number. You know, and this is like when I was just learning how to make beats, you know what I'm saying? So I go back to Arizona.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I was about to get another financial aid check. This is my last one. And I was like, and I was gonna purchase some real equipment at this time. So I called him and I'm like, man, you know, what should I get? You know, and he told me, he's like, you know, I didn't know if I would get the ASR and the MPC. That was like the two things, is like the big things everybody wanted to get.
Yeah. Like
and they're like, they're like $1,500 at the time. It's like my whole check. So he's like, you get the ASR, you know, for your first machine, it's kind of easier to learn. So I went with the ASR, and luckily, I love that machine. Luckily, I went with that one. I later on got an MPC, but the ASR, that was like my favorite. I still have that one, actually.
You still have it?
Of course. That's the only machine I still have from this day. The girlfriend I was with at the time, which is my son's mother, of course, her dad gave me my first crate because, you know, I was to their house. And I go, you know, I go in the closet. She's like, yeah, she mentioned her dad has records. I'm like, what? He has records? So I go in the closet and he has all this just jazz, just like, at least to me it's like 3 crates, you know, which is, I didn't have anything at the time.
Yeah.
And it's like real jazz, like deep jazz, not the soft stuff, like real stuff. So he was reluctant to give it to me, but, you know, I took it back to the crib and that's like, that really kind of started me on my way. And what's so funny about that is, the reason how I heard of Slum Village is actually through them, because her dad is Batien's uncle from Slum Village. Yeah, so once he saw I was into music, he goes, yeah, my nephew is in Detroit doing this and that, and her brother like, oh yeah, but this was like volume 2, the Slum Village, that one. So I hadn't really heard of them at that time. This was actually when they were going to be on the soundtrack, their first really joint. And so I go grab their album when it comes out. I'm like, oh shit, like these guys are real. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but they're dope as fuck. So yeah, like that's how I actually heard of Slum Village, because he told me about them once I started getting the music. Yeah. He was like, oh, you into music, blah blah blah. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, take this.
Yeah, so that kind of got me started, like as far as like crate digging. I met some other guys, my boy Black Magic, you know what I'm saying? We would go to record shows. So this is stuff that of course we're not doing now, but I'm talking record conventions where we got all the dealers, come bringing all their records from everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So I got into doing that, where me and my boy waking up at 5 a.m., to meet the dealers there to help them. You need help? Yeah, hey, you need, so, but after a while, they're going to let you run through. They know what's up, but they're old, they're by themselves. It's either I help you or your wife get out the car at 5 a.m. and help you. You'd rather me, I'm young, let me get you. Boom, boom. You let me go through the records. By the time the show starts at 8, me and my boy then ran through the whole place. I went all in. To me, it was something that it was something I had to do. I didn't play with it. So at the time, I met some good rappers. I created an opportunity to have my own studio. And another blessing that happened to me is, like I said, I was living in Phoenix, Arizona.
How old were you at this time?
Like early 20s.
So you're young.
Yeah.
You have your own studio.
Oh yeah. And so we had the studio, and then my friend, who was one of my good friends in high school, I hadn't talked to him in a while, and I was, just conversating with my nephew, and he was saying, oh, your friend, he's doing music, whatever. So like, okay, so I got in contact with him, and just so happened he was doing shows, traveling the country, doing shows with A&Rs. Like he would be the talent scout. Like he would bring A&Rs to come see the talent in every city, like big names and stuff. So I'm like, what the hell? He wasn't even into music, just like I wasn't though. Like I wasn't into music either at the time, so it was like kind of weird that we're both doing that. So I linked up with him, and I started going to different cities with him, with these A&Rs, looking for talent. But I also do beats, so I started networking. That's how I got my networking in, was I would network while I'm on these shows, talking to like Lenny S. from Rockefeller. Most of the guys that he had were like Def Jam, Capitol Records, A&Rs, people that really were making moves. So of course, I'm sliding my beats in there and, conversating, getting numbers. So to me, I'm already, it was like I elevated right to the top. I didn't need to, the networking, that was the most, because we didn't really have, that was before Instagram and all that, so. Right. I'm right here talking next to the guy we're in Miami 1 month, and 2 months later we're in Seattle, then we're in Hollywood, I'm always seeing you, we're talking. So I got a chance to link up with a lot of these guys and play music, and have them come to my studio when they were in Phoenix. And the crazy thing that happened was, so my friend, he's like, oh, so he wouldn't listen to, he listened to my beats, but he wouldn't really like, and I didn't want to force it on him, because I was like, cool, I'll make my own shit. But it was like, he wasn't really like, he just like, man, let's just do the shit I'm doing, maybe we're making money. It's not do that, he's not tripping, right? So I remember Tony Yayo had this hit song on the radio. And I had just did a beat with the same fucking sample and sent it to my friend. And I was like, dude, he liked it. Oh, you like the Tony Yayo song? Yeah. I'm like, dude, check out the beat I sent you. Like, blah. He checks it out. He's like, that's the same shit. Like, then it kind of caught his ear. After that, he was like, okay. Yeah, and I had a lot of confidence before, but it's different now. I had that. That was a good 6 to 8 years. Like,
we got more wisdom.
Yeah. So it's like a whole different person.
Right.
It's not the same person. And and then coming back to California was, once I decided to do music, I was like, I'm going to Cali. And then my family, at the time, we just decided to get up and come to Cali, And when I talk about your true life unfolding, when you decide to go for what you want, that's one of the main things I'm blessed for, because I hadn't really been here. My mom, she had been sick out here for like a little while, and I haven't really been able to come out here and see her as much. But to come here and to be able to see her every day and to gain that knowledge, and then she passed away like 4 months ago. But if I would have never decided to come here to follow my true path, I wouldn't be able to spend these last 3 years with her. I spent the last 3 years with her every day. Before that, it wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? So making your true life choices will lead you to other great things. Oh man! Like first when I started, I was more of I wanted to have my own crew. I never wanted to be like, I'll just sell beats. So I went from that stage to, and I build my own team, and we did good, and like I said, great artists. From that stage to a sell beat stage, to where now I'll focus on, let's get some beats out there. Let's get some placements. Let's sell beats. Even up until like recently. Right now, I think I'm focusing more on the artists. Not just, and that's the way that music business is. Not just as the producer, but more of the artist. I make so much music. What I'm saying? Like, sometimes I make beats that I just like to listen to. They might not, I can't picture an artist on. And and why I save those beats, so I'm putting out more beat tapes and more things of that nature. So I'm just kind of doing a little bit of everything, tapping into everything. More of doing projects with artists, beat tapes, and also selling beats. But the focus is always on the artistry. It's not like, oh, buy my beat. Hey, listen to this. It's like, I'm just displaying the art. That's how I feel.
You're making what you like.
Oh, definitely, at all times. I can't do nothing else. I was just displaying somebody else. Like, I can make different genres of type of music, but it's hard for me to do it in the same day sometimes, because I gotta hit myself in that mode, because I don't like to force it. So it's like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, let me make this boom bap beat, even though I'm in some party mode or some other thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's all mood music. That's all. I can't escape that name. So that's what it is. I make music that I like, but I know other people like it, but it's something that just creative, just out of the box, just like I said, and put you in a certain mood, hopefully. What I'm saying? If I'm it's like a transfer of emotions. If I'm in a certain mood, or I start feeling a certain way, I'm transferring those emotions to the listener.
Right.
They might be going through a different thing, and they might accept it a different way, but it's still an emotion that we share. I don't think music is a competition, because it's so subjective. It's impossible to be a competition. It's not basketball. We're not keeping a score like that. So it's like, the respect of the people that I'm trying to reach. You know what I'm saying? The people that like say they don't like that type of music, then of course whatever. But the respect of the people that I'm trying to reach, say hip hop community, say, oh, love his music, love him as a person. I'm not just trying to interject dope beats, but good energy, good conversation about hip hop. Like, I have a story about hip hop. I live it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just music; it's a life. So I give my life to it. God gave me something. My advice would be to stick with it. And when I say stick with it, you can't half-ass it. So notice in my whole situation, I was either all this way or all that way. I never was going, you can't do that. So it's like you have to go all in. And stick. And the main thing I learned through all these journeys that I went through is that just if you want something, just get ready for it. Don't focus on how it's going to happen. I would have never thought my mom would meet Eric B. I would never thought my friend who never said anything about music is friends with Rockefeller artists, like real good friends with them. I would never thought all these situations would. I never thought if I followed my dream, I would end up being with my mom for 3 years before she passed. Like you can't figure these things out. Just know what you want and then prepare for it.
Right.
Like that's how I figured it. And that's the best advice you have in life. I touch on that again. Like a lot of this inspiration, like I said, comes from my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like she was like my number one, like really hardcore believer. You know what I'm saying? Like she wrote books. Like she wrote 2 books. One of them was published by the same publisher that published Donna Goins and a lot of the black artists at that time. You know, she was like 43 at the time. You know what I'm saying? So I saw my mom like literally. I wake up and she's up writing the book. I go to sleep, she's writing the book. Like for years. You know what I'm saying? So the work ethic is nothing. Like that's ingrained. You know what I'm saying? That's all I know. So it's sold dope. Wait, sold.dope.95 Instagram, Facebook, but also TD Breaks on Facebook.
Okay.
Real people know him TD Breaks on Facebook.
Laying low, piling light and dope. Yeah, hide your motherfuckers what they came for. Laying low, piling light and dope.